Hello everyone, welcome to a new episode. We've been given a call from Andrew at MJA that the engine is done, so today we're heading up there. I say we. Riding solo today because everyone's got more important things to do like work. So let's get cracking and get up there. Right guys, we're back at MJA. Go and pick the engine up. But we go have a chat with Andrew, have a look at the engine and see what he's done. Should be good, really excited to see it, to be fair. Hopefully he's got some reliability and some more power, so it should be fun. Let's get another look. So Matt, what do you think of the engine?
Very nice.
Very nice. They did give us a box of old parts. Let's have a look. Where's it? A knackered piston. An old crank. Nah, proper destroyed it, didn't we? Some holes melted in that piston, a treat. You see these weren't too far from going. Okay, so we've got the engine back from MJA. Andrew's done an awesome job. The engine's looking, wow, really nice, really nice. He's done a really good job. So he's polished and bolted the head, the inlet manifold, oversized the pistons, put a race Kent cam in, upgraded the stem seals, obviously done the new crank pulley, lighting flywheel, race clutch. And balanced it all together and painted it a lovely colour of red. So it's good to go. So we get building that as soon as we can and getting it back in the car. Lovely drive back. Some people just don't know how to drive in the wet, and boost issues in the van, which is pleasant. So, but it's back now, and let's get it in.
So guys, what a night. Engine's finally in, all the pipe work is back in where it should be. First fire up, we annoyingly didn't get on the camera was flat. But yeah, boys have been working tirelessly. It's not fully together yet, Found a wiring issue down in this plug here, so we've had to bodge the starter. Yeah, so we've had to put our own little push switch in there to get it alive. So the boys are just topping up all the fluids now, doing some final prep checks and what have you, making sure nothing's coming out the bottom. But yeah, the Mini is alive, guys. What an evening.
Right guys, just to recap what's been happening in the last few days. I apologise first for my voice. I'm just getting over obviously the worst flu ever known, man flu. So the voice is still a bit cracky, but we'll carry on anyway. Obviously it's been a bit hectic the last few nights getting the engine and stuff back in and getting it running. So we never really fully discussed what happened. There's a little shot of the rear of Nick for everyone. So the nights of putting the engine back in went pretty well. So we changed all the coolant hoses, obviously from overheating the engine a few times. The coolant hoses got quite crusty, so they needed changing. So we replaced all the coolant hoses before we put the engine back in. I started putting the engine back in, realised that we'd forgotten to put the knock sensor on, which is buried deep in there. So unfortunately we had to take quite a bit off to be able to put that sensor back on. Which slowed things down a bit, but we've got all that done. We got the engine back in over 2 nights, and then we went to start it up. We put a brand new starter motor on, went to start it up. Unfortunately it didn't start. It was just clicking. So we thought we had a dodgy starter, so we took the starter motor back out, which is an absolute nightmare to get to because it's right back there. Tested it off the car, worked fine, put it back on the car, didn't work at all. And then we figured out, this took quite a while, but we figured out eventually that there's a cable that runs from the ignition barrel. The ignition barrel's fine. From the ignition barrel to this multi-plug down there, for some reason it's losing voltage out there. I don't know if it's splitting the cable and it's just leaking volts everywhere. So they're not making it to where it needs to go. So Nick did a little bodge quickly just so we could fire the engine and make sure everything was happy, which worked really well. Got the engine running up as you saw, which is great, sounds fantastic. But we couldn't drive at the time because we had some issues bleeding the clutch. If anyone's ever bled the clutch in one of these, it's a nightmare, absolute nightmare, poor design. So we had to make a bracket up and stuff, and mess around trying to bleed the clutch up. But we got it bled up, so we got it driving the other night. And Nick's now very kindly fitting us a start button. So we just do away with the wiring electrical issue because it's just a nightmare to try and figure out what it was and where it is, or it goes in the loom and everything through the immobiliser. So we're just fitting a start button. Are you having fun there, Nick?
Oh, tons of fun!
Tons of fun.
Whoever designed a Mini needs shooting.
I totally agree. Totally agree, they need shooting. I mean, it's just... when you saw the car when we put it back together and you got all this front bit off, there's loads of room to work on it, the front. But as soon as you put anything together at the back, nightmare, absolute nightmare. So it's getting there. Hope we get that start button done and we get a bit of a video of it running again. And that is where we're at the minute. So all square road and race got up the other day to set up the car. Obviously, as I said before, we cut out all the strut tops and everything to give us more camber. So he came out, reset everything out. Luckily, because he set it up before, he didn't have to do too much work. It's still got a good 50-50 balance, but he's given us some more camber. We've absolutely maxed the top out of these struts now. He did say he would prefer a tiny bit more camber, but it means we're going to have to get some custom made wishbones at the bottom to push the bottom out rather than the top. We can't go in any further at the top. So but at least we should be in a much better position than we was last year. So we'll give it a whirl, we'll get testing, we'll see what happens. If we still feel like we need more camber, then we're going to have to make it, or see if we can find somewhere that make custom wishbones, but more than likely make them. Good old motorsport way, you have to build stuff, can't always buy it. So give it a go. And then up next, which it will be in the next episode, the car's going to hybrid tune for the map. They're going to run it in on the dyno for us. Obviously it's a fresh build, so we're going to run it in for a couple of hours, get some miles under it, top the oil and stuff, and then remap it and see where we're at. So Nick has kindly put us a nice little start button in, so let's fire it up. It's ready for it. Yeah. Happy days. That solves the electrical issue. You can start in the car. Probably going to move the Wire GoPro remote switches onto it as well. We've got another one that we're going to put in as well. So I've run 2 cameras this year, but it's a struggle to reach that when you're harnessed in the seat. So just going to move that, I think, down there as well. So it's nice and easy to turn on. We haven't got to stretch ourselves or worry too much when we're in the assembly area to try and reach that button. So that'd be good. So sweet, happy days. Ready for mapping. There's a mess in here. We get some wiring people in here to sort this mess out. So Nick, are you happy with your work today?
I am, yes. We've got to put a different relay in there, but as soon as that arrives and fuse it down, well happy. It fires up. Woo!
Booyah! Right, just before we end, guys, just want to show you this. Apparently they say 6 cells, so that's 500 subscribers straight away. Right guys, if you want to make sure you check out fucking motherfucking fuck. Right then guys, that's it for this one. If you want to follow the progress of what we're getting up to, make sure you subscribe down below. I'm sure in the next video we're going to be heading to hybrid tune and getting the mapping done, so that'll be a good interesting one. Get some noise out of the car, and it'll be some fun. So thanks guys, see you soon.